Hey guys, welcome to Concept Hunter. Today we're going to take a look at Not Land, but before we do, I want to remind you of last week's episode where we saw a game with this ghosting mechanic of playing alongside other players, and I was reminded of not really a game. It's kind of like this experience. It's a music video. I'm saying it's not a game because games tend to have, we're not going to go into that discussion, but games tend to have some kind of conclusion, like a lose or win condition, and this is just something that you do and that's it. So it's not exactly a game, but it does have and do very well this ghosting mechanic. It's kind of old, but I was reminded of it. It's called Do Not Touch. And you can check it out at donottouch.org. The link will be in the description. If you're interested in that mechanic, go ahead and take a look. It's really, really cool, and it's done very, very well to a musical video. Also, it has boobs in it. I thought I should mention that. Okay, let's talk about Not Land today. Alright, let's reduce the sound a little bit. And this is Not Land. It's by Jack Telbot, and we're just going to get started. I'm going to go into a new game just to see how... Actually, no, let's go into a new game. The day has finally come, the day Naut has been waiting for since he was 12 years old. Super Smash Bros. Was finally out. By the way, the game's actually out, and apparently it's pretty good. Unfortunately, Naut was a lazy, unemployed teenager with no money, and then you used the arrow keys, or WASD, and the spacebar to help out Naut in his quest to collect enough cash. Got it. So let's get started with level 1. And first of all, out of the blue, spacebar. He said spacebar and it jumps, and then I was sad, and then I pressed up, and up jumps as well. And for doing that, for having the duality of controls of space and up, you already won my favor completely. I love you already for just doing that simple thing. But let's see what the game actually does. So we're on this type of planet, so we expect to go around this planet. What happens when I reach the side is we kind of go into this cutscene mode. And it's emphasized by the black bars at the top and at the bottom. Control is taken away from me, which is a rather horrible thing to do to a player. And I get transported to kind of the exact same area, or would I say the opposite side of where I was on the other side of the platform, because the platform shifts. That was a horrible explanation, but note my position right now and note my position now. Okay, I'm on the left side. If I'll go over to the left, I'll be on the right. From the right side, if I go over to the right, I'll be on the left. But I'm still on this strip of the top area. Actually, you can't see my mouse, but it's the top area of the screen that I'm always on. I never leave that top area of the screen, and that is actually where the entirety of the game takes place. One note before we continue, for some reason, I can't press X or space or enter or any key other than using the mouse to press continue. This is just a little bit of an annoyance because you don't use the mouse for the majority of the game. Just a little thing. Just have a space work here. And also just move on to the next level. But I want to go back to that. We're only on the top of the screen 100% of the time. And the mechanic that you wanted to create here, but sadly doesn't work because of that, is that we're going around the planet. Now there's a couple of ways to do this. In one way is that it's a actual planet, actually a ball, a sphere, a circle, where you go around and the gravity is with you wherever you go, and that it's a center in the middle of the screen. Or in this case, where it's kind of like different platforms, so I'd say there's 4 areas of gravity, of different gravity. But this is not the case. What you do at the edge, you take away the control from the player in kind of like a cutscene, which is kind of a bad thing. I actually have no control over anything while that's happening. It's a cutscene, and then you just shift it, and we're always at the top. You are utilizing about, I want to throw a random percentage, let's say 20% of the screen for the game, and you have the rest of it is kind of not useful. And yeah, I can see what's ahead. I can see what's coming in terms of the next platform and how to prepare for it. But I can't really prepare for it because I have so little control over the transition as well. Note that I can't jump in transition. I have to be exactly at the edge. And then once I do that, I'm just whatever happens until I land and get control again. That's a really bad thing, taking away the player's control. And I feel you lost this mechanic that you tried to create of a world. You completely lost it. It's just a platform, and then another platform, and then another platform, and it's always at the top, and it doesn't allow... It's just a platformer with this hindrance because you take control away. On top of that, like you saw right now, I couldn't do anything. I was just dead. Now I'm dead again. I have to wait for it to be far away enough, and only then can I actually do things. On top of that, the mechanics themselves, I don't have much to say because the majority of it is obvious. I really wanted to talk about just the part of the screen and the main mechanic that you wanted to have here, which is of this world. But there is a lack of progression. You're forcing me to pick up all of the coins, so, you know, it's just... I wish I only needed to collect a certain amount and I could collect more. There's an option for me to complete the level in the best way or just in an okay way. Here there's only one way for me to complete the level. The progression, there's very little progression. I mean, in this level specifically, this is where I actually stopped playing myself. I couldn't jump above that giant Goomba. By the way, Goombas are usually things, if you're basically stealing from another game, because the Goombas, it's a Goomba, there's no other way of looking at it, and that's okay to do, but you jump on Goombas and kill them, and in this case you just have to avoid them, you cannot kill them. I'm positive that people have died trying to do that. Here, I couldn't jump over it, so what happened to me, and maybe I'll try again, no, you just can't jump over it. You start at the beginning, you have to collect everything and then just track back, and that's just tedious, and at that point I just stopped playing myself. So work on the progression, try and maybe insert additional mechanics throughout, instead of just relying on things that kill you and just that's it, and that's the entire game. Again, I haven't finished it, but I'm assuming you don't have too much more in terms of progression, because we're already at level 5 and we haven't seen anything new. So it's a cute little attempt. It's by 08 Jacket, it's called Naut. But you have a lot of things to think about, and I'm sure the next time will be a lot better. I want to mention, though, I feel kind of bad about saying all these things. Please note, this game was completely done in a few hours. I'm probably not capable of doing much better in a few hours. So, with all the criticism, take it as constructive and push forward. I'm looking forward to your next game because you do have cool concepts. You just gotta work them out a little bit better. That's it for Concept Hunter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.